the other night in the studio. It was an absolute pleasure to have Paul Upham, and this was his summation of the fight, the upcoming title fight between Pacquiao and Mayweather.
I've got to lean towards Mayweather. He's never lost before. He's always found a way to win, and I just think that on the night he'll show those skills, and it'll be a close fight. I'm not expecting a blowout either way, and Mayweather will get a close points decision.
And that's the way it turned out. Paul Upham joins us, Fox Sports boxing commentator. G'day, Paul.
G'day, Gibbsy.
Now, Paul, I've had a few callers and I've got emailers who think Manny Pacquiao thought he won the fight. I didn't see it. I've seen some really abbreviated highlights because I had other things to do, as it turned out. I was calling World Cup Touch with Vossi, so I just didn't have an opportunity to see it. But good judges that I respect their opinions, they said good fight in terms of going the distance and all of those things, but said Mayweather was a clear points winner. How did you see it?
Yeah, I agree. Mayweather won that fight 8 rounds to 4. There was no controversy there. What happened was the news networks showed the two most eye-catching punches of the fight, which were by Manny Pacquiao. And then they had Pacquiao saying that he won the fight and Mayweather didn't do anything. That gave a lot of people the impression that Pacquiao did win the fight. But if you watch the fight closely and if you scored it closely, that Mayweather just took him apart as far as the sweet science was concerned. He's boring. He did exactly what we said he was going to do. He doesn't take any risk. He feels, why should he have to be in a war? He's not a blood and guts fighter. He's never pretended to be. He's not a very nice guy outside of the ring, but inside the ring he practices the sweet science and he put on a virtuoso performance. It was fantastic.
Can you confirm, and this is from an earlier caller wanted me to ask you this, were all three judges American?
Now, I did hear some of the questions earlier, and I'll address those issues. Yes, they are all three American judges. The referee was American. Now, the interesting thing is, though, that the Pacquiao camp had the opportunity to reject the appointment of those judges and the referee before the fight, and they didn't. The referee, Kenny Bayless, had done 7 Pacquiao fights before to 5 Mayweather fights. Now, the only observation you can make about Kenny Bayless was his style of refereeing did suit Floyd Mayweather, that when they came together, Bayless was straight in there and broke them quickly. That prevented from Manny Pacquiao from working on the inside where he wants to be. But he didn't object. He could have said before, I don't want Kenny Bayless. He never did that. He's happy with Kenny Bayless. So I don't believe, John, that the actions of the referee or the judges changed the outcome of the fight. What we saw in the ring was Floyd Mayweather winning that fight 8 rounds to 4.
Now, Manny Pacquiao said he went into the fight with a sore shoulder, which obviously in a boxing match is going to inhibit you. He said it was getting better. He did say he, from the Anti-Sports Doping Authority, the American Anti-Sports Doping Authority, he did say that he got permission for an anti-inflammatory injection, but that was knocked back by the American Boxing Commission.
Look, I remind everyone what the great Costazoo said once, no excuses once you get in the ring. If you get in the ring, you're 100% ready to fight. We've seen today Anthony Mundine. He's got a perforated eardrum. He's not ready for the fight, so he's pulled out. Pacquiao could have had the opportunity to pull out, but I think they were worried that if he pulled out of the fight, that Mayweather wouldn't have gone ahead in the future. So Pacquiao, who wanted the big payday and who wanted the chance to fight Mayweather, said, look, he's a warrior. He said, I'll take the fight, no problem. He didn't give the impression during the fight, John, that there was a problem. I didn't look at the fight and think, oh, there's something wrong with Manny. Yeah. What I saw was a lack of energy, a lack of enthusiasm, and certainly there was no plan B. But just to address some of those quickly, the other point that the callers made before. When you're judging a fight, I learned from Tom Kazmarek and Dwayne Ford, 2 of the best judges of all time in America, spent a lot of time with them, and they reinforced that when you're judging a fight, you've got to put all the distractions away. You can't be turning around, talking to your mates, eating some chips, having a beer. You've got to concentrate slowly on the fight because only 1 or 2 punches could change the outcome of the score of the round from 10-9 one way to the other way. You've also got to look closely at the punches that are landing. Now, one of your callers talked about the last round. All 3 judges gave it to Mayweather, even though he was backing up. It doesn't matter which way the fight is going, forward or back. It's solely on the punches that are landing. And I'll tell you now, at ringside, if you've never been to a big fight, you've been to big fights, John, I've seen you there at ringside, you know the perception you get at ringside on what punches are landing and their effectiveness is greatly enhanced at ringside than on television.
Yeah, it's a little bit like sitting on the sideline of a rugby league match. You get more of a perspective and perception of what is actually happening. Now, just on Anthony Mundine, so this is a big fight against Austin Trout. He's got a perforated eardrum. He can't fly for a couple of weeks. That fight was to be on Saturday, wasn't it? So that's off. Yeah, May 9. So that's off. So will it be rescheduled?
The Sunday morning it was meant to be. I think he's had an injury here, and then it's magnified. It's flying at temperature, the pressure over all the way to America. Ben Damon from Fox Sports has just reported tonight on Twitter that they're looking at June. Premier Boxing is Al Heyman's new promotional vehicle that's on free-to-air television over in America, and they've got 3 dates on free-to-air television in America on June. So they're looking at trying to reschedule the fight. But then Trout's actually said that he still wants to go ahead and fight somebody else to keep in practice and get ready for the fight with Mundine. So he may fight still on Sunday. Mundine said he's going to stay in America, keep training, and hopefully they can reschedule for June.
Now, unfortunately, Channel 9 on Friday night, not unfortunately for that reason, but unfortunately for rugby league, the test match was postponed till Sunday afternoon. But that was a huge boost for boxing and free-to-air boxing. Billy Dibb fought in prime time on television. Unfortunately, Mayweather cleaned him up, the Japanese boxer, in the 3rd round. It was just too good for him. And he killed him, Paul. We talk about cat and mouse with Pacquiao and Mayweather. What about that punch, that left hook, and then the combination backing it up that Billy Dibb had to cop?
Yeah, that was awesome. He got boxed in on the ropes and left himself open. He took that punch. Look, Mayweather is a very good world champion. He didn't lose to a nobody, Billy Dibb. He actually won the first round. I gave him the first round. He was moving all right. He was using his skills. He got tagged slightly in the 2nd round and hurt, and the 3rd round he got cleaned up. Look, it was disappointing for Billy Dibb. He had a huge Australian audience because of the cancellation of the rugby league, but Billy's got to make a decision now what he does with his career. But yeah, that was a tough loss for him.
Now, will we have a rematch? I want to put this to you, Paul, and you went through the record the other night, just to explain to our listeners. So the only fight, the record in terms of fights undefeated, was Rocky Marciano, the great heavyweight, who retired undefeated, 49-0. Now, Mayweather is now 48-0. He's saying he's going to have one more fight. He's lost the passion. It's only a job for him. And then he's going to retire. Why would he retire at 49 when he could get the record alone at 50?
Well, we don't think he will, John. Look, Mayweather's very cunning. Him and his management set up this deal that would run out on 49-0. And the reason he would do that then is so he's a free agent next year. He can auction off to the highest television bidder his 50th fight. He said he's going to fight in September. He also said yesterday he's going to give all of his world titles up. The reason he does that is that way he's not dictated to by any of the sanctioning bodies on who he fights. If they make Manny Pacquiao the #1 contender, he doesn't have to fight Manny Pacquiao. Aram, Pacquiao's promoter, said that Manny would not be ready to fight again until November, so the rematch is not going to happen in September. Mayweather will fight someone else, maybe an Amir Khan from England, possibly because of Amir Khan's fan following. And then Mayweather may take the following May off, and then he may come back following September next year and fight his 50th fight. But Mayweather likes everything nice and perfect and organised, so I think he'd love that 50,
Paul, appreciate your time as always, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny.
There is Paul Upham, Fox Sports boxing commentator. We're going to play